Council, in complementing government's efforts in ensuring the Gambia a disease-free country, held an open day sensitization on the theme Partnering with the Community for Healthy Children. It was aimed at improving children's health and safe lives, not only in the Gambia but across the developing world. At a time when TB claims the lives of children and adults alike, Fajikunda Health Center recently hosted a trial on a new vaccine. Results of the survey show that the trial vaccine was safe when given to children, and also shows that the vaccine stimulates the body to fight tuberculosis infections. Dr. Tumani Kora, Unit Director of MRC Fajara, in addressing the gathering, expressed delight with personnel at the Fajikunda Health Center and promised to continue collaborating with them on the eradication of other diseases like polio and pneumonia. This as a study on a vaccine on the prevention of polio is coming to an end at the health facility.
We have one single role in the Gambia, and it is a combined role, one that saves lives and at the same time improving health. We are focused on this, and this is our main goal. We'll continue to work on this. 2 years ago, we launched not just the Julajaiche block, but also some studies. I am here to thank you. MRC and the Gambia government could have planned this, could have worked on the funding, but without you, parents and children, this work could not have become what it is today. As I said earlier on, we work on matters that affect the health of the Gambia people and the sub-region. If it doesn't save lives, if it doesn't improve health, we are not interested. Every child born in this country, due to the very efficient EPI system, on the very first day, on most occasions, receives a BCG vaccine. This has been on for years and years, and one would have thought that there should not be TB anymore in the world. Sadly, this is not so. The vaccine is very efficient, very good, but stops working as effectively as it should as soon as adulthood breaks in. We need to find a vaccine that will not only protect children, but also protect adults. MRC and the Gambia government and you here present have been working on such a vaccine, and results will soon be made known, and I hope it will help us in our constant fight in the eradication of this disease, tuberculosis.
Bulli Mustafa Diba represented the Minister of Health. He expressed gratitude to the MRC for what he observed was their excellent contribution. Mr. Diba encouraged the citizenry to support the efforts of the MRC.
The Ministry of Health and the government of Gambia is aware of the role MRC is playing in the health sector, and also to give you further assurance that these researches that are going on are safe and they will not cause any harm to you or to your family members. It is important for you to get that assurance from the government and to be aware that anything that goes in this country that has to do with the health of the people is not something that the government is not aware.
Robert Sambu is the nursing officer and deputy officer in charge at the Fajikunda Health Center.
As a health facility, we feel honored to play host to this open field day. About 2 years ago, we met here to formally launch the start of trials we are about to hear today, after which we had ended and the order coming to an end soon. We have welcomed this tremendous human endeavor aimed at improving children's health and to save lives, not only in the Gambia, but also across the world. We had promised to make you feel at home and have you enjoyed your work and stay here. I hope we did not disappoint you. On behalf of the entire staff of Fajikunda Major Health Center, I'd like to thank and congratulate the entire team for yet another milestone.
This very important trial, recently carried out at the Fajikunda Health Center, is expected to produce a new tuberculosis vaccine, which could stop babies, children, and adults from TB-related cases. Famara Fofana, GRTS.
The African Union Political Affairs Department Wednesday held a briefing for journalists and academics on the African shared values. According to Dr. Salah Ahmad of the African Union, these shared values are the provisions that were agreed on and adopted by African heads of state and government to bring a sense of unity to the process of integration. Mamadou Jallow sat with Dr. Salah Ahmad to talk about the African shared values and their significance for the continent.
A lot of African shared values, and they are not shared at the African Union level, in fact, but they are shared at the continental level. And those shared values are stemmed from our adopted and agreed on instruments, charters, treaties, conventions at the continental level. And some of the shared values, of course, if not all of them, are very part and parcel of our daily lives. Our respect, our tolerance to each other, dreams of good governance and democracy, our dreams of having freedom of association and freedom of expression, our dreams, of course, to have a good health system and a good educational system. So those are all the dreams that are we look into them as African shared values. The media role in popularizing the African shared values is absolutely important, and that is because the media is one of the most important instrument or mechanism that can really link the African ordinary citizens around the continent to the policymakers. So really we count a lot on the intervention of media and also the engagement of media in the process of popularizing our African shared values. Yeah.
I understand you're going to different cities within Africa to popularize or to raise more awareness on these African shared values. The
African shared values were officially adopted by our heads of state and government in January 2011 during the 16th summit of the African Union. And then after that we decided to really try to pass on the information and share the information with the African people. And that is because our leaders decided now that the African Union as a continental organization is no longer an organization that is only representing member states, but in fact the African Union is a people-centered organization. So as a result, we want to go around in many parts of Africa to introduce the African Union to the ordinary citizens, and also to engage with them on how they want to see out of this African Union and what they want to see the African Union doing for them.
Do you think at the end of the day, this year that we are celebrating the 50th anniversary, these shared values will help Africa move ahead in its drive to entering democracy and human rights?
Indeed. In fact, the entire purpose of identifying African shared values is to speed the process of integration. Africa can naturally be a united and prosperous without a foundation for stronger integration, and that is why our heads of state and government, to show their commitment to this integration process, adopted the African shared values during the January summit of 2011. So that is an indication of how committed our leaders are. But now we're thinking about the engagement of each and every African in this process. So
Dr. Salah Ahmad there talking to GRTS's Mamadou Jallow. Well, time now to take our first break. We'll be right back. Welcome back to GRTS News, and over now to News Beyond Our Borders. The head of the M23 rebel group, Bertrand Bisimwa, has warned the United Nations against sending troops to DR Congo's restive eastern region in a meeting he held in Kitanga. The rebel leader accused President Kabila's government of being favored by the West. But as we hear in this report, the UN says it will not be deterred by the opinions of perpetrators of insecurity in the region.
The president of the DR Congo's M23 rebellion is in Kichanga this week in an attempt to rally support against the creation of a special UN brigade which will be mandated to fight armed groups in the country's restive eastern region. Kabila claims that these foreign troops will drive out the M23. What he really wants to do is to sell our country, sell our wealth to the whites. That is what he wants.
Akiwapa wazungu ndio habari hizo.